My name is Ellen Vloothuis, and I'm the local director since August here in Shanghai, or I'm positioned in Shanghai. What I do is teach at the same time as leading the schools in these locations. At the moment, we are some sort of lockdown for about 7 weeks. So the coronavirus here started by the end of January. And we immediately switched to online classes because of that. It was straight after the Chinese New Year. And because of that, we had to switch quickly. At the moment, it's getting better. So yeah, hopefully soon we can get back to school. That would be nice. But at the moment, we continue with our online classes. The good thing about this is that we have our whole program already online on a platform, It's Learning. And the only thing we need to do is adapt what we usually do in the classroom itself, like physical classrooms. We change it into an online format. But the lesson content is exactly the same. So that makes it easy actually to adapt. As the outbreak started just before the Chinese New Year, we had a holiday here, so we had about a week to start preparing the online classes. And as I said, the whole content of our lesson program is already placed online. So remote learning, it was for us pretty I don't want to say super easy, but it was pretty easy to get started with that. So straight on the 3rd of February, we started with these classes. We gave access to all the students online and the parents, which they actually already had. The good thing about this whole virus at the moment is that now everyone in the community is also really using it. Before that, mostly things were happening in class at school. And then students were still able to access at home. However, they often didn't do it, also because most of the topics were already covered in class. But for that reason, we were actually very much prepared. So yeah, we started straight away. What we do now, as now indeed the rest of the world also has to do with this same situation. So what we did create is a teacher's guide on the platform itself as well, on It's Learning. So all teachers from Language 1 are able to access that and know how to prepare the lessons in an online form. So that is very helpful because as we had to start here in the first place in China, of course, as the virus started here, we were in a way searching how to transform it. Even though the content is the same, you have less teaching hours or minutes basically, because what we do is have everything online and we share our screens in an online class. However, we are not speaking for 2 hours, for example, and in the classroom we have much more time. So for the younger learners, it's a bigger challenge in terms of that they cannot do it all by themselves. They need the parent support. But that's we see a difference between the older classes or the older students and the younger students in the way they participate and in the way they are able to do all the stuff that's put online. But at this stage, I feel we have created routines, and that's very helpful. So we have about 9 locations, 900 students connected at the moment, and 52 teachers teaching online. Well, how it all started in China, this is basically the start with the 54 students in Shanghai, 15 students in Suzhou, and 58 students in Hong Kong. About these students, I think about 70–80% from Shanghai and Suzhou left China immediately after the outbreak. They went back to Belgium and the Netherlands. Hong Kong, it was about 50-50. That also gave us the extra challenge. How are we able to time everything if it comes to the classes? When are things put online and accessible? How do we do that also with the Skype calls or the Zoom calls? We also use a different program here. But we managed to do that. We prepared time slots so students can be online both from the Netherlands as from China. Well, what I was just explaining, our lesson program is already online, available. It was all put already on It's Learning, and we usually use that in our classrooms. So we present that on a big screen in the classrooms, and that's how we run our program. The program is basically ready to use already. Everything is on it, and it's easy to use in that sense. The thing we had to do is changing it from our traditional classroom setting, which we were used to in this location mostly. We don't have that many online students in China at the moment. Most students are in our traditional classrooms. However, as it is already put online, we can change that. And there were some students already used to that as well. So that helped also for our teachers. So what our luck, I guess, is that we implemented our program online since August. So that helped us a lot to maintain actually everything we were already doing. So the continuity of learning was straight there from the start, and now also at the other locations. The learning space actually is the same. The students are used to it. They know the content, they know the layout, they know how to use it. So that goes very smooth. What's very nice at this moment is that we are now speak with the students through It's Learning as well. So so that's a big change. What we first did in the classrooms, we now do it all online. So students are able to chat with us on the platform, hand in homework, upload documents, and so on. Another good thing is, as already mentioned, it's accessible all around the globe. And as I just mentioned, after what all happened in China and now the outbreak in the rest of the world, due to our experience here, we created a guide for teachers, how to use it, how to set it up, and transform it into an online setting. So we do that in combination with Skype calls. In that sense, we guide actually our students by sharing the screen in the platform, and then they continue with their learning at home by themselves. Something that I think is very positive about it, here you see some examples how I do it myself. So I share the screen, students can see everything that's happening, we can read together. There's lots of interaction possible, also by uploading videos, uploading interactive games, all these things are happening. A skill that is practiced a lot is our listening skills, something that I really appreciate and what I really put focus on as well, as we are, well, in a different way listening to each other in the class. So yeah, in sum, there are a lot of positives. It's a well-rounded and comprehensive online program. Students are used to it. We can maintain, in that sense, I think, the same quality. For some students, I feel we even have more attention, as we have one-to-one or with 2 or 3 students in one group at the same time online. So I feel we can give them really good attention and guidance in their learning. And although, as I mentioned, the interaction is definitely preferred, I think we can still immediately give feedback on their learning. By either the Skype calls that we include or by immediately responding to what they're doing and handing in online. Well, we have to deal with certain problems, and that's the internet connection. It's not only during this period, it's actually very common in China. Lots of things are blocked. And that's also, among others, the app. It's not really functioning, so we do need to refer constantly to the website as tabs and documents are not opening very well. We also experience now at the moment some problems as the whole world seems to connect at the same time. So here and there we also have some struggles in opening the website. But I think at this moment there are solutions offered, so that's good. What I also think is, well, it's a positive and a negative maybe at the same time. There are so many functions and possibilities on the website. And I think for students, it can be quite difficult to follow. So what we do need to do is offer all the guidance through during the Skype sessions. Because there are many buttons to click on. There are different tabs that are actually not used, I think. I think the layout in that sense, it's too much, it's overwhelming, and I think it can be less in order to make it easier and more accessible, especially for the younger learners. Also, and that's something what we try to change a bit in how we add different activities online. But it's a website. The students are constantly online at the moment. They constantly look at a screen, have to do everything online. And I think, the play and the interactive actions that are very important, and we can't really do that right now. So that's definitely a negative point about this. So what we do in order to avoid that, that is making video instructions, also to give some instructions and then have them following up on taking action by adding hands-on materials, exercises to reduce that screen time. We play lots of games, so get the students moving as well. For example, with the younger learners, very nice to do. We point at different things they can grab around the house, or they have to pick a color or an item with a color, or these kind of things. So the students really get moving. Same with songs. We sing songs, and we try to include many songs where students also really have to move. So they don't sit all the time, but they can also move a bit and get rid of all the energy after sitting still. The interactive video calls are a very important part. We have to do that by only offering the platform or its learning and all the content online. It's not enough. We really need to give that guidance as well, also in order to follow what the students are all doing and to follow their learning process. Something that is really, like I said, necessary to do is give instructions where to find all the materials and the weekly class, how to go through that program, because as I said, there are many options, and sometimes people get lost, parents get lost, students get lost in where to find what. So we ask for the parents' guidance and support there as well. And for the younger kids, it's definitely a plus if they can sit next to the child while doing that. And also give that immediate feedback. I feel parents are also under a lot of pressure at this moment, being at home, working at home, having the kids at home all the time. And I think the appreciation is definitely necessary to share as well to them. Give immediate feedback on how the students are doing. Are they on the right track? How is their learning process going, and how can we encourage them to continue with that? So that's also something that is necessary to do. I think at this moment we have a very solid and well-rounded program online. We get lots of nice response from the parents, from the children. They're happy we can continue in the same way as we did in class. Oh, definitely more positive. Yeah, absolutely. So how we used it in class was very, as I said, we started using it since August, and we all had to get used to all the different functions, all that we struggled in the beginning a bit, and I feel now, as we do have or we need to use it basically, I feel we get the feel, we understand how to how to use it more smoothly, how to guide the students, how to guide the parents. So it's definitely helpful. Actually, it's a gift of this virus that we can use it in this way, and hopefully we can continue using it in this way when we go back to school as well, because I think it's very helpful. Also, the involvement of the parents, of the kids at home. I think also many parents do see now very well what we are all doing. And it was already available when we were in class, and we didn't have to deal with this. But there was of course less involvement. So this is absolutely a plus. Yeah.